Very good. Thank you again, everybody. Yeah, really appreciate you taking the small amount of time out of your busy work day to join us for this meeting. Really excited about this month's webinar. This is a service that we constantly get feedback from our most loyal clients of IT&T that they're looking for more options and more training in this very important area. So we're really pleased today to present this webinar on security awareness training that's available for, will be available for all of our clients in June. Yeah, we're really happy to present on this today. As always, we're hoping this to be a very information rich and less on the sales side, more on the on what this solution actually offers. Yeah, very happy to do that for everyone today. It's just ticked on 12:30 now. I'll just wait one more minute for people to join. And just a reminder that all of our webinars are recorded and are available for you to download and digest at your leisure. Of course, if there are any other questions or comments that come out of today's webinar, we are more than happy to take some questions, time allowing, at the end of the presentation. And of course, you can always reach out to Anita, Parsa, myself, or anyone in the team that you'd like to speak to if you have any questions that come to mind after the presentation. So with that, again, welcome everybody. We are really pleased to have you here today. As I said before, I'm really excited about presenting today. This is a great opportunity for businesses and for IT&T to really raise the bar in terms of awareness and training your staff on what to look out for when they are working in your business. So, just as a reminder, IT&T is both a managed service provider, but increasingly we are known as an MSSP, a managed service and security provider. So, some really important questions to ask everyone before, as we get into this solution. So to help you, I guess, really understand what this training is, or what this training is all about. So the first question to ask is, how do you currently train your employees on cybersecurity risks? We get a lot of varied answers on this from across our customers. Some do handouts or newsletters for their employees. Others don't do much. So next question to ask is, have you or are you aware of have your business or aware of other businesses that have experienced phishing or data breaches caused by an employee mistake? And again, we do hear this a lot. We, being in the IT business, we do hear the companies that this has happened, and of course, it's a very costly and time-consuming exercise to repair and remediate the attack on an employee's computer. The next question is, your business in a regulated industry that requires security training for ongoing compliance? Again, we work with many customers in health, in law, manufacturing, many different sectors that require security training for their employees in order to be compliant with your rules and regulations that govern your industry. And last but not least, do you have a cyber insurance policy that requires regular training of your staff? And again, we're seeing this more and more, that the cheapest cyber insurance policies are the ones where the insurance company has assessed your risk as to be very low. And we're seeing more and more that they require regular training of your staff in these sorts of threats and what to do to recognize those. So what is security awareness training? Quite simply, it is a training tool for individuals on various forms of cybersecurity threats. The training should cover threats like phishing, malware, ransomware, and social engineering. The main aim of the training, of course, is to reduce human error as a major cause of data breaches. So you may or may not be aware, but the primary method of a data breach or a phishing attack into a business is, of course, via email. And it's shown that over 90% of data breaches are as a result of that human error, clicking on something that they shouldn't have clicked on. So what's the purpose of security awareness training? So for IT&T, of course, it's about training client employees to recognise and prevent threats, reducing that human error as much as possible, and preventing those successful attacks. So for us at IT&T, of course, it's every attack that's been prevented is less work, less effort, time and effort required by our IT&T staff to fix or remediate any problems as a result of a cybersecurity breach. Importantly, it demonstrates our commitment to your business and its protection. For business owners or managers, it really does help individuals recognise and respond to security risks, and it also is a great way of preventing successful attacks. And of course, it helps with compliance with your industry regulations. So, what are the common topics covered in a security awareness training program? It's learning to avoid and being infected by so-called phishing or spear phishing email campaigns. Learning how to avoid being infected by ransomware. Social engineering is an increasingly common and AI-driven way for attackers to more or less manipulate your staff into doing something that they would not otherwise have done. Of course, we've talked about this in previous monthly webinars. It includes things like password hygiene. So encouraging the use of strong, unique passwords combined with multi-factor authentication in logging into your business applications. Last but not least, it should incorporate training around data handling. So educating users how to securely store, share, and dispose of sensitive data. Think things like credit card numbers, personal identifiable information, these sorts of things. So it's educating staff on how to treat that information carefully. So how do SAT programs work? They should, in the best practice, consist of 3 different ways or modules. So of course, we don't want to go straight into beating up employees if they've done something wrong. We've got to train first. And the best way of doing that we've found is through online learning modules. When that's combined with what's known as gamification, in other words, we're trying to make the learning as much about a game as possible. So the training module should include things like leaderboards, badges, and things like that to help motivate and encourage employees to complete their training. And last but not least, it should include simulations. So sending out random simulated phishing emails to your employees just to check what they're clicking on, or are they recognizing that simulation for what it is that it looks and feels like a scam email. So if your SAT program contains all 3 of these core principles, it's usually a pretty good one. So what are we doing to reduce the human error? And as I mentioned before, human error is responsible for over 90% of cybersecurity incidents. And it's nobody, and look, be honest, guys, the scams of a few years ago were much easier to identify, things like spelling errors or grammar or things like that. They're getting better and better, particularly when you know that a lot of these scams are being produced by AI these days. So determining what is a scam and what's not a scam is obviously getting harder, and that's why we need better training of our staff to educate employees and recognising those social engineering and other attacks. As I said before, it's becoming increasingly important in compliance and regulatory frameworks. So things like the Australian Signals Directorate, NIST, and of course the Essential 8, whilst not explicitly mandating employee training around this, that definitely gives an emphasis around the importance of awareness and training as part of the risk management process for your business. Another important point is it's about building a security culture. So security training helps managers create a security-first mindset amongst their employees and reduces that risky behaviours, such as falling for phishing scams or weak password practices. So what ideally you want is your employees to become that active last line of defence for your business. So recognising and reporting those threats early. Of course, if you've been listening to IT&T over many years, we've been talking about antivirus and all these other tools based on our best recommendations. All of these things significantly reduce the amount of these scam emails coming into your business, but they will never, ever completely eliminate the threat that a scam email is going to make it through. And that's where you need your last line of defence in your business through good training. I mentioned before that cyber insurance requirements, we're seeing increasing amount of questionnaires which many customers send to us to help them complete when they're going for cybersecurity insurance. And we're seeing this question occur more and more, which is asking a customer, what and how are you training your staff in cybersecurity awareness? And many insurance providers now require proof of that training. So it's no good to say, yes, we're doing training. They actually need to put some evidence there that you've actually done this. Like anything with an insurance form that you complete, insurance companies can deny or reduce coverage or liability when you've answered questions incorrectly. So some of the challenges faced with traditional security awareness training programs are that employees might find training to be boring or irrelevant, leading to a low retention of the information that's been provided. The second and obvious issue with security awareness training is that these things can become outdated very, very quickly. So cyber threats can evolve quickly, and some programs may not stay up to date with the latest risks. And lastly, but not least, and I think this is really important, many security awareness training programs take a one-size-fits-all approach. So they don't take into account the varying roles, locations, or levels of technical knowledge within your organisation. So the cyber threat posed by someone working in your accounts team is obviously very, very high. Paying the wrong invoice or paying an invoice to a scammer is obviously a much higher risk for your organisation than perhaps one of your field staff or manufacturing employees. So a good cyber security awareness program actually does take those roles and responsibilities and levels of authority in an organisation into account. So the value proposition for security awareness training for your business is that the IT&T SAT solution has been built with a multi-tenant capability, making it easier for IT&T to manage our multiple clients with one console. It's an integrated solution, so it integrates seamlessly into other offerings from IT&T, things like backups and the security awareness can all be linked together into one platform. It's got a very minimal setup with very flexible subscription options, and it's a very low cost solution. We're able to easily create, customize, and automate phishing simulations across your organization, and it offers managers and business owners real-time reporting. So providing those detailed insights into how staff are progressing through their training and the results of any phishing tests, etc., for improved accountability. So just some examples. So this is a dashboard here. So it shows for a business owner, what percentage has been completed of the training, who's not started the training, who's in progress, who's completed. So that training completion rate, that helps business owners and managers identify gaps in your security awareness. And we can send out automated reminders to encourage users to complete their training. It promises it to be fresh and engaging content that tries to be relevant, avoiding that dull, outdated training. It's designed to be very short, bite-sized lessons that are easy to complete. So we don't ask an employee to sit there for hours at a time to complete all the different parts of the security awareness training, but it is designed to do that in very short little bite-sized pieces. And most importantly, in my opinion, that's a storytelling that's involved in the training as well to keep it memorable and engaged. So they help to retain that's key security knowledge. It's a very simple user interface with digestible content, so very clean, very easy. It's accessible on multiple different devices, including mobiles, making it easy to navigate and complete training. And it's always the platform and IT&T will always take your feedback from employees or business owners or managers on how we can continue to improve the training experience. I mentioned before about gamification, so it is really about trying to build a game, build it as a game, so employees can really feel engaged and involved in in a way to proactively manage and practice their skills in a safe environment. Is very important. So here's a couple of screenshots for how the phishing game, as an example, works. So users are given 10 questions and asked to choose one of 4 options: call and verify, check the official app, report phishing, or looks legit. So again, if they get the question wrong, it will actually show you, how and what they missed when they were looking for that particular example. And what to do next time. So, last but not least is that we can customize that phishing simulation and deliver that automatically delivered to your client's employee inbox. Best practice in this regard is not to send the same phishing email to all employees in your organization at once. A clever clogs within your organization will recognize it and then sing it out to everybody else in the office, saying, "Hey, did everyone get this scam email? Whatever you do, don't click on it." So that kind of defeats the purpose of the training and helping managers to identify employees that might need just a little bit more training and a little bit more work in identifying scams. So as I said before, it's a very, very cheap option for our business clients. We're launching this product this month. Will be available in the month of June, priced from a very reasonable $4 per user per month, plus a very small one-off setup fee for your particular business as we get all of that together for you. So as I mentioned there, it's less than a cup of coffee for users per month, and you get all of this fantastic business assurance, so I would put it, that your employees are actually engaging with this very important topic in helping that as that last line of defence to protect your business. So I finished today with a little game, keeping along the theme. So what we're doing is, if you guys have got your Microsoft Teams chat on the ready, I've got a multi-choice question here, and the first person that comes through with the correct answer will win this product, which is the ComSol wireless charging pad, which would be more than happy to send out to the winner. So get ready. The question will come through. What human error is responsible for approximately what percentage of cybersecurity breaches? Is it A, 45%, B, 70%, B, 70%, C, 90%, or D, 99%? And the first correct answer in our chat will receive the wireless charging pad. And Serge is probably going to have to tell me who the winner is because I haven't got my chat window open here. We'll see if I can bring it up. No. Okay. Well, with that, folks, I'm going to open it up for questions now. Between us, we'll do hopefully a very good job of answering any questions that you might have. Thank you. Oh, very good. We've got some great responses come through here. And I think the winner, we've got a winner, is, I don't have your last name, Jessica, but you were the first to answer correctly at 90%. Well done. So Jessica's asked how much the one-off setup fee is. Jessica, we haven't got a fixed figure on that. It is going to depend a little bit on the size of the business, but we're probably, somewhere in the order of about between $200 and $400, I think is what we're thinking for the setup fee there. If it's a very large business with detailed requirements for very unique scam or phishing emails that they'd like to send to their employees, it might take us just a little bit more time to create a customized scam emails there, but typically we're thinking around that sort of $200 to $400 mark as what we're thinking for the setup fee. Were there any other questions? Again, happy to take, if you'd like to come off mute, you're more than welcome to ask your question in person. Otherwise, you can, like Jessica has done, you can put the questions directly into the chat window. No, I could just give it another couple of seconds. But look, whilst you're thinking about possible questions, I just want to thank everyone again for joining us for our monthly webinar today. As I said before, it's a product that we really believe in as a great solution for businesses that might be thinking about their a business continuity plan and how they can decrease the risks that you might be facing from an increasingly sophisticated cyber threat landscape. But once again, guys, if you have any questions post this this training or webinar today, feel free to shoot them through to Anita, myself, Pass, or anyone else in the IT&T organisation. More than happy to assist. And thank you again, folks.